I be thinking he be acting like a woman.
Very vocal.
I feel like he want to be a lady.
Line.
He's a sarcastic ass.
He says something. And leave his manipulative line ass. And her being around this strong woman right here, and then her getting the streets to leave your manipulative line ass.
Dad, you have to charge it. Please. Can we get him a charger, please? His wheelchair is dead.
I just came back from the dead and they told me, you still not that girl.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. Today we are covering Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 5, part B. This is episode 18, I believe. 3 episodes in. Shout out to Mr. Carlos King and Kingdom Reign Entertainment, and to the cast. I do thank everyone for coming to this channel. It's now new. Previously, I was on another channel. I don't know what's going on with it, but business still must go on. So tell your friends to come over and subscribe. Everyone's new here at this point, but if you know my content, then you know that, hey, this is me. I apologize. I don't know what's going on. We probably will go back to the other channel, but I don't know right now because I don't have any word back from Google right now. So please like this video, subscribe, share your thoughts and opinions, and that's that. All right, so I thought I had to write down a bunch of stuff, but I don't think so, and I don't think that this is going to be a long video. We begin where we left off, and it's at Tiffany's sip and see for baby Ace. At this point, everything is about to start. Whomever is the hostess of this event is there. We're seeing more of Tiffany's family and also Lou's family as far as women. Whoever says that they're sorry for the delay, we get started. They start eating good stuff as far as food selection. They have a pastor, a Reverend Marsha there. She gives a scripture. I know it's out of the book of Psalm. And there's that on that. So next thing you know, Tisha arrives, and we hear that screeching noise. That Kingdom Reign is infamous of having when it's like, oh, okay. So Tisha arrives. She says that, no, I did not RSVP, because Tiffany's like, well, I wasn't for sure that she was going to come, but hey, you know. She said, I did not RSVP, and she said, I forgot. You know, she says, Tiffany is known to be messy, but I like her. She's known to be messy, but I like her. Sounds like production said, you better get your tail here. That's my opinion, because before you was like, I don't know if I'm coming or not, which I don't know. I just don't think you do like her, because the excuses that you come up with don't even make sense. Of course, y'all had past stuff, but even what Tiffany was bringing up at the lunch that y'all had at the end of part A didn't amount that I'm not coming, but whatever. So she arrives, Tisha sits down, and she's like, hey! Well, not sat down yet. She's hugging everyone, but now Tisha's noticing something about Stormy. When she's in with the group, she gives a cold shoulder. When we are apart, then everything's okay. And she's trying to figure out what's going on with this flip-flop attitude. I can say that at least how Stormy treated Mel in the last episode, I'm like, okay, what's going on? You don't know, you can't even say hi to the lady? I don't get it. But I don't know. I got to see more of Tiffany, of Stormy being flippant, even though I've seen how she acted toward Mel last episode. And I guess what you're saying, Tisha. But if they're saying everything's okay and you're calling me on the phone, then I don't know. But anyway, she sits down and says, hey. She just feels like the energy is off. And like, so what's going on? It's quite quiet over here. What y'all been talking about? Da 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 da. I don't know if it was Kimmy that brought up, you know, what have you guys been talking about? Kimmy brought up what they were discussing in regards to the expo. Or the Espo. I'm going to say it like that. And Nell does bring up, we talked about it. I just had my own issue in regards to when we spoke at your daughter's party that you were going to invite us and we didn't get invited and all that good stuff. And she's just like, I thought we were over this. I thought we discussed this, da 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 da. At this point, anything that anyone is bringing up at the table, she's dismissing it and don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. And Kimmy was like, well, as far as they start saying stuff like, well, I think people are just giving feedback as to what did happen at the expo, and just think that possibly you could be open to at least hearing what people have to say. And Tisha's like, I don't need feedback. I'm like, well, that's quite arrogant to say, Tisha, especially when this is your first one. And people have their eyebrows up because it's like, huh? What's going on here? So all I can know is with the Scotts, I've never seen them take any type of criticism for the 5 seasons that I've been watching. So what? They're going to push back and give reasons here and there. No, take what people are saying and move on, or don't take it. But it's just like, I don't know. Tisha says, like, I'm kind of open to what Kimmy was saying and kind of not. I just don't want to feel attacked. I don't think you got to feel like you're attacked. You don't want to answer any questions about anything that anyone has going on, and I don't understand that. So Nell and Tisha, they're going at it because Nell's like, well, Tisha's like, well, I thought we already talked this through. We're over it. Da, 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 da. Well, today you just acted very shady and cold and dismissive about it. Da, 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 da. They were kind of just going at it. I was like, oh, okay, Nell. I kind of like that the Fletchers are on the show in a more, they're more present. And they're getting involved with the mess, getting involved with other storylines. So I think that that's cool. Nell picked up that Tisha had an attitude, and I don't have attitude. Da, 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 da. Whatever. So they end up having the baby reveal. We see baby Ace. Baby Ace, for a while, was hungry, and Mama had to keep feeding him. It's like, okay, well, I would think sometimes in public, Tiffany, maybe I shouldn't say anything, but a suggestion in my head, I could be wrong. Just, y'all don't murder me in the comments, but possibly, how about just, have some bottles prepared, especially if you're going to have to be doing something. It's probably different from if you're at home or you don't have to be present or be the presenter of something. Have a bottle in hand. But again, I can't tell a mother, at what she needs to do as far as how she needs to take care of her child. I won't do that. So anyways, Tiffany handles that. Then she comes over to bring the baby. And he looking at Kimmy like, I don't know what you're doing over here. You starting some mess over here, blah, 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 blah. They talk a little bit more about the expo again. Basically, Tiffany's not having it. Tisha's not having it. She gets up and walks away. I don't want to feel attacked. Because Stormy starts inserting herself because they start talking about $100. Some people are under the impression that no one had to pay. Some people said some people paid and other people didn't pay, blah, 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 blah. Stormy goes over to get Tisha at this point and said, I don't want to be attacked. And Stormy says, brings her back. Like, I don't really have an issue with you, Tisha. It's Marceau and how he handled everything. And basically she says, how Marceau wants to handle us is kind of like he wants to be in women's business. Like he want to be a lady. It's the way Stormy said it. I said, oh my God. Look, he does it. He does not mind confronting anyone. He does not mind anything. And he will talk down to a woman, anything, whatever. I don't think that there's anything per se wrong confronting man or woman. It's the way you do it, though. I think. That's all it is. Let's keep some type of respect, okay? Um, and Tiffany's there, and Tisha's like, no, don't say that. And then she gives this weird look, like, if I was not in this type of establishment, I would be beating your tail right now. I'm talking about my husband. Kimmy steps in and says, no, I don't think he wants to be a woman. Kimmy, I know that these are your in-laws, but let it fall. I mean, he don't really come at you anyways. I mean, you got to get them together, at least in the past seasons, but leave it alone. So Nell and Tisha are still going at it a little bit. Nell staying on her neck because it's now seeming like she got an attitude. Tisha does. Mel brings her perspective because of what has been brought back to her. Like, I don't want anything to happen between us, Tisha, as we're trying to build things, but it's just like, there's a problem with your husband. Tisha's like, well, I'm going to stay up out of it. I'm not going to do anything. That's him, and that's his business. So we're finally done with that. Whew. The next scene is, I'm just going with this, Nell and Mel. I did not write anything down. It's kind of more clear cut. I'm just remembering what scene is which. So they are at Nell's daycare. She said, let me get this on film for the man that's trying to be misogynistic concerning my business, thinking I'm just a pretty little wife from the 1950s. Like, no, we're not doing that. So we see her business that's been up for over 29 years, her daycare. They talk a little bit about Marceau and how he treats women, how he treats Tisha. And they talk about Black a little bit. But they also talk about how Tisha owns 85% of the business, but she has no say in it. I'm like, I guess it's up to them to actually decide what's up, but Tisha, you have, what, 2 masters or 3 masters in business, and you're just basically used as a face, basically, in a way. You can't even decide anything. He can kick you out of certain things, because I think she said to Tisha or to Kimmy, or I'm sorry, Mel, like, how can you own this much and he can actually kick you out of your business? I think she said that at the restaurant or whatever. I was like, you have a point. Like, look, it's there. Like, Tisha, 1 + 1 still equals 2. And this man is taking advantage. I know you don't want to be a power couple. We see flashbacks of how Marceau has been towards Tisha, even when Mel was taking her out to things, and how he didn't really want Tisha to grow. Just be the woman of the house, take care of the house and the children while I go do my thing. As long as I provide for you, I don't want anything else from you but to be the woman of the house. So basically, Mel was like, Marceau is afraid that if Tisha ever gets empowered enough, that she is going to leave his manipulative, lying arse. So that was the end of that scene. Now, Scott's 2.0. Apparently somebody else is remodeling. Scott's 2.0 is remodeling their new office that they're going to be operating out of. And Maurice's another Scott brother, Micah, has appeared on the scene, and he's the one that's supposed to be remodeling and making all the changes. They are behind schedule. They should have been in, I think, 2 months ago, and now Micah's saying by the first of the month you'll be in there, but you see how everything is going, it's not going to work out that way. Kimmy's really the only one that's saying anything about this. And Maurice is in this place of nonchalant because I guess he knows what his brother is going to do or whatever. I don't know, but it's like, Maurice, this is your brother. Why do you have him in here? Is it going to be because it's going to be free that you have low expectations, or are you just accepting things as it is when, business has to go on? Like, I don't know. So it's like, are y'all still working? Are you still working on the old old building. What is it? Whatever. But it seems like Kimmy fights a lot of stuff that she shouldn't have to fight, and I would be done with it if I was her, but whatever. So they get on the topic of Marceau. They say, concerning the whole Espo about the money thing, it's starting to get legs because some people have heard that some people didn't have to pay, and we know that we paid after you told me that we paid, da-da-da-da-da. And he likes to jump into, will go at anyone and jump into women's business. And Maurice said, yeah, he's I know he said a-hole, but I think he said something else. But whatever it is, whatever. So it's becoming a serious problem. I don't think that Maurice is going to say anything to him because he's already said before, I could tell him this, but that don't mean anything. Just like the other brother, Mark, that came on last season. We can tell him, but I don't know how they were raised, but obviously that they were just taught to speak their mind unapologetically. And it doesn't matter if it's respectful or not. You're just going to get whatever I give you type of mentality. And it's annoying to actually continuously watch. And somehow nobody's wrong. And they're going to continue to be how they want to be. Let's see. We jump from that scene and we get to the match up that we needed. And it's between Mel and Marceau. Mel invites Marceau someplace to talk and eat. Marceau says, well, I know that word has had to have come back and to her with the dinner with the Fletchers, so let's see what's up. He said this in his confessional. So they get to talking, and first Marceau is liking Mel's vibe. It's bright, happy, and then they get in on what was said about everything concerning her. Like, I want to respect you, but taking jabs at me about my business is not really cool. And Marceau's like, well, I know about when she started talking about the t-shirt business. Well, I think lowly about that business spectrum of things or something to that nature. I forgot what it was. To that algorithm, I think he said something to that. Basically, the t-shirt business, he thinks lowly of. And Mel said, well, you can't just reduce me to that. And you're talking about e-commerce. That's something that you've always wanted to do. And you're taking jabs in regards to that. And he said, I know. I think so low of that. Well, what do you think high of, Marceau? Because you're in construction business that you guys still bid for, and you may or may not get it. I mean, I see you building a hotel, as according to Maurice in one of his recent Instagram videos that he made. But it's like, okay, you're getting into a business as far as e-commerce, but you don't care about it. He said, no, I don't care about it. I just want to make money. So you want to devalue someone else, but still want to profit off of something that you don't really have much worth in or love about it. Your business will crumble eventually, because there's going to be a couple of things that's going to happen. Because your heart is not in it, your customer's going to know that it's not in it. You're going to be disrespectful in a way that's going to lead business away, where they just stop dealing with you. And since you're airing it out on TV, sir, I think people are going to question everything about you and how you handle business and what your heart is in all of this. I don't even know if you really want to be on TV, to be exact, Marceau, because you are weird. You are weird to me. Y'all are not open. Y'all don't share. Y'all are very arrogant. Nobody can tell you nothing. You're the smartest one on the show, in the room, everywhere. Bam. Mel gets on the relationship between her and Tisha. Why you're trying to be so condescending towards me and devalue me and what I got going on. You are afraid of Tisha getting enough encouragement being around a woman like me that she will leave you. Lying, manipulative arse. And that really stunned him right there, and that was basically it. It's going to be continued. I think we are going somewhere now. I think the trains have started moving, and we have steam that's going ahead. The Fletchers, I didn't know that they were going to work or what we needed, but I think that's what we needed. Some people call them messy because now y'all thinking that the Fletchers are lying on Marceau. I don't think so. We didn't see everything that aired. They may or may not have lied, but I don't think that they are lying. But you can tell me what you think regarding that. I didn't know that this was going to be a Marceau season. I mean, it's now about to flip over into the whole sculpt thing as far as what I saw in the preview with Martell and all that. So it's like, I didn't know that. I still feel a way about Scott's 1.0 because I just don't think that they bring their reality. I think they do things to agitate other people, to activate them. But as far as bringing real personal story, no, they don't. they don't. So, but please give me what you think. Like this video, tell your friends about this channel, please. But that's all I do have. Rate this episode. I think it was a good solid 4 out of 5. Just give me your rating. Anyways, I again appreciate you for coming to my channel. Until the next video, peace.